How many of you know that there are people in the church, but when it comes to choices and their operation, they don't walk like, let me use the exact King James language, the knowledge of his will. They don't walk according to the will of. I know Christians, listen to me. They've been in church, but they still make choices and do things like an unbeliever. In everything, how you treat people, how you relate with people, the choices you make, as to everything. He says no. Paul says the moment you get into the kingdom, two things are important. You can't live successfully the way you used to live before you came into the kingdom. There is a way, there is a will, there is a knowledge, there is a wisdom for walking in this new way of life. Number one. Number two, you must begin to understand you are no longer ordinarily natural. There is a spiritual realm, dimension, experience you must also know how to walk in. So is that second part that spiritual gifts speak to? That second part. Let me put it this way. The Bible makes us to see many places, but I think the principal one is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 23. If you open it up, that every one of us here, we have three parts. If you can flow with me, you will gain understanding. There are three parts of us. We are essentially spirits. Our real us is spirit. The spirit is the real us. This external part is not a real you. The real you is that you are a spirit. You possess a soul and you dwell inside this body. Three parts. Now, because we live in this realm of material things, I beg your pardon. The other is the immaterial. Of these material things, we need a material body, a physical body to connect, contact, deal, transact, and operate. So, in order to succeed in this natural realm, what do? We train our body to understand language, feelings, understand temperature. If it's cold, you know it's cold. Your body adapts, adjusts. You do some things to protect yourself. If you are hot, you do something to. We train our physical body. In the same way, our mind, we renew it, or better still, we'll educate it. We'll inform it starting from home. When the parents start teaching the child how to operate, what to do and what not to do. But here is the calamity of life. We spend all that time. Some of you went to school up to the highest level you have attained. You know what you are doing? You are exercising one part of your three being, your mind. Some of us are very fit and prim and proper. Our exercise regimen we don't play with. Our diet and sleep we don't play with. Excellent. All of that investment is on one part, and guess what? The lowest and the least important part of you, your physical body. So we do all of that. We educate our mind. We structure, discipline, regulate our physical body. Women are particular about weight and look and everything. There's nothing wrong with it. The only problem is, even if you want to equate the three to be the same, you are investing the biggest chunk of your life and money on one over three. I went to preach somewhere and I was telling the young ladies, I knew they won't like it, so no wonder they never invited me back. I was telling them it was a youth meeting in Festac, somewhere in Festac town. I said the cost of what is on your head is more expensive than what is inside your head. That's the day you sign for poverty in life. If you can invest more money on your head, no matter is it Brazilian or human hair you call it. I don't have a problem, of course, I'm not against fashion. I say, it's not a problem to invest more money here. But when they say something that will educate your mind is expensive, then you have a problem. You are telling me you have signed your life to be poor in life. But those two put together is 2 over 3. What of your spirit man? What of your spirit being? What of your spiritual knowledge, understanding, capacity, operations? What of it? You are a spirit. You possess a soul. I hope you know. 1st degree, 2nd degree, terminal degree, doctorate degree, more degree than the thermometer. All of it is on the soul, on the mind. All of it. All of it. It's on the mind. So what about your spirit being? And maybe you should put it on 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 23. and the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. Someone say holy. To be whole, that your whole spirit, your soul, and your body. Did you see the order of presentation? That's the order of importance. Your whole spirit, your whole soul, your whole body be preserved. Do something about the three of them. So spiritual gifts speaks to one aspect of the wholesome development and operational ability of the spirit. Can I ask you all a question? Please answer me. When it comes to physical agility and operation, how many of you know that the stronger you are, the better you are? Do you agree with me? The more successful. How many of you know that when it comes to your mental ability, the more you know, the more cultivated, the more renewed, educated, the more, the better you are? How many of you know that? You don't even have to agree. The money they pay you will show who is better. In the same way, on the spiritual, the one that practically everybody in the church, not outside of the church, because this message is useless, 100% useless to a non-Christian. So we're talking to Christians. Because it's of no use to a non-Christian. They can't understand it. Guess what? In the church, if we are to evaluate our investment in the wholesome, according to 1 Thessalonians 5:23, development of our whole spirit, soul, and body, many of you cannot pass yourself in the development of your spiritual being.